Story number 1. What's the most disappointing trip you've ever taken?
The most disappointing? Let me think. Oh, I know. This was about 4 years ago. So my girlfriend and I decided we needed a vacation. We decided to go to the mountains. We searched online and found a small town that sounded and looked perfect. It was our first time visiting the area, but the town's website said it was a great place for hiking and swimming, and that there was a mountain we could climb. It said we could even go sightseeing in the town. In the photos online, we saw what looked like a lake. And in another picture, there were kayaks by the water, so we thought we could kayak on the lake. When it was time for our trip, we brought swimsuits and everything you need for kayaking. We drove 5 hours to get there. And guess what? There was no sightseeing to do in that town. The buildings were old, but they were ugly. Everything was in bad shape. There were only 2 restaurants, a pizza place and a hamburger place. Both looked cheap. And the water in those pictures was not a lake. It was a tiny bit of water, about 3 meters across and 20 centimeters deep. The next morning, we wanted to climb the mountain. But guess what? It wasn't a mountain. It was a couple of small hills. Definitely the most disappointing trip ever.
Story number 2. What's the most confusing experience you've had in another country?
The most confusing? That's a hard one. I've had lots of confusing experiences. Oh, here's one. A couple years ago, I took a business trip to Mexico. I'm American and I speak a little Spanish, but not enough. I traveled there alone. I used half Spanish and half English to get from the airport to the city. When I arrived in the city, I was hungry, so I went straight to a restaurant. When I got there, a woman greeted me and started talking very fast. She was explaining something to me, but I didn't know what. She was saying so many words that I didn't understand. So I interrupted politely and said, "I'm sorry. Estoy embarazada." I don't speak much Spanish. I was trying to say, "I'm embarrassed that I don't speak much Spanish." Then I finally saw the sign next to her. It said that the restaurant was closed. It was going to open in an hour. So I said, "I'm so sorry. I'll come back when you're open." But the woman pointed at my stomach and said, "Okay, yes, come in, of course." I was so confused. But as you may know, embarazada doesn't mean embarrassed in Spanish. It means pregnant, having a baby. That's why she invited me in even though the restaurant was closed.